Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Business Breakthrough with Barbara Show. Today, we are going to dive into what I do to get out of my own way. And I'm very excited, as always, because this is something that often comes up with so many of you in the community and with so many of my clients and in my own life as I've grown my business over the past 6 years and as I've helped so many women grow their own business. It's so common and so normal that we get in our own ways. And yeah, self-sabotage is real, fear, doubts, insecurity, that's all real. And it's just something that we inevitably have to come to terms with and learn how to navigate. So today I'm getting a little deep and a little real and telling you what I do to get out of my own way, maybe giving you a few examples of how I've gotten in my own way in the past and all of that good stuff. So I have a few reminders for you. First of all, actually, this is not a reminder, this is an announcement. Every Monday, I'm going to be giving away a free one-on-one coaching session with me, value at $497. All you have to do, if you're here live or watching the replay, is drop me an emoji and just let me know that you're here. That will enter you for a chance to win a free session with me on a weekly basis. You can apply as many times as you want. You can get multiple coaching sessions, right? Like it's just a matter of letting me know that you're here and you are entered for the giveaway. The other thing is I have a whole blog post coming out this week about getting in your own way, so I'm going to be sharing that with you as well. And also, I have opened up 3 spots to my 6-week one-on-one coaching program, Rise Up. So if you have been wanting to work with a one-on-one coach, but you're not really ready for that long-term commitment, this is a brand new program I have created. I have never really worked with people in smaller containers, not at least for the past, 4 or 5 years. I usually do my 6-month one-on-one coaching program, which is $8,000, and it's a really long-term commitment, which is amazing, beautiful, and gets so many people so many results. But if you're just getting started, maybe you're just not in the mindset to make that big long-term commitment, but you do need the one-on-one coaching support to get your business off the ground and ready to rock and roll and make money and book clients and do all the beautiful things that you are meant to do, sign up for a discovery call, which I will be posting the link to that as well. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. So I have 3 things, did not write them down, so hopefully I remember. But thing number 1 is I figure out how and why I'm getting on my own way. So it's really easy to sit back and be like super self-deprecating and beat yourself up, right? Like, why am I not taking action? I said I was going to do this and I didn't do it. Why didn't I do that live stream? Oh my God, I'm not confident enough and I'm not good enough. And it's so easy to do that, right? And trust me, been there many times. But that's not going to help you get out of your own way, right? Like, that's going to make you get in your own way so much more. The more that you beat yourself up, the more that you feel bad about yourself, the more that you're like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever, this whole thing sucks, I suck, all of that, the more that you're gonna get in your own way. Because if I thought that was helpful, if I thought like, hey, beating yourself up is gonna help you to take action and move your business forward, then I would be like, go ahead, beat yourself up all day long. But it's not helpful. It never helps. It actually hinders your progress and your success so much more. So the first thing you want to do, and the first thing that I do is, okay, cool. So I said I was going to do, let me give you a random example. I said I was going to launch Overlooked to Fully Booked, which, by the way, I'm launching really soon. So keep your eye out for that. It's a 6-week group program, which is super, super awesome. But I said I was going to launch Overlooked to Fully Booked. And you know what? I didn't write the sales emails. I really didn't input it into my launch calendar. I got really close to doing it, but I didn't do it. Instead of being like, you suck, you're a horrible business owner, why are you doing this to yourself and all of that good stuff, I take a step back and be like, okay, cool, why is this happening? It could be many things, right? Like a lot of times, and oftentimes 9 times out of 10, it's going to be, I'm scared, I have fear, I have doubt, I have insecurity, I don't believe that it's possible, my confidence is low, and all of that good stuff. But there are other times where it's not that, right? Like there are other times where I've taken a step back and been like, okay, cool, you know what? So some of you know this, but I have struggled with generalized anxiety in the past. So It could be that I was in a stage in my life where I had a lot of anxiety, right? So it was hard for me to take action because I was constantly worrying about everything. Doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. It just means that you need to be aware as to why you're getting in your own way. Maybe you have kids and a family and now everyone's home and it's really hard for you to find the time to work in your business, right? So not for you, it would be like you're getting in your own way because you're not managing your time correctly, right? Like you're not calendaring in, you don't have a plan, your days are really unstructured. So yeah, fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of confidence, that's usually the number one thing that makes you get in your own way and keeps you from taking action, which ultimately keeps you from getting results. But it could be something else, right? Like it could be like lack of time management, or it could be like you're struggling with depression, anxiety, or something else in your life. Or, whatever. A few years ago, one of my dogs passed away and that hit me really hard. So I wasn't showing up and taking action the way that I wanted to. And it was just because I was grieving. So you got to figure out like, why are you getting in your own way? Because that's the leading to my next step. So tell me in the comments, have you gotten in your own way before? How? Like how have you done this to yourself? Have you said that you're going to do something and you don't do it? Or have you done something and maybe you haven't shown up fully for it? Or maybe you have created the whole idea board and you've created the program, but then you've never fully gone into the marketing and visibility phase. Like what exactly do you think is how you've gotten in your own way in the past, or maybe how you're getting in your way right now? Okay, so that's step number one. That's what I do. I take a step back and I'm like, what's happening here? Why am I not showing up? Why am I not taking action? Why am I not seeing results? Why am I stuck? And once I'm clear on that, right, then I can go to my step number two. By the way, guys, step one and two are, you probably have heard them before, however, they are still extremely powerful. Step number three is the best one and the most important one. So stay until the end because that one is just like life changing. So step number one, become aware of how you're getting in your own way. Most of the time, it's going to be internal stuff. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's going to be things happening in your life, things that you need to change in your routine or whatever. It could be as simple as like, I'm not waking up early enough, right? Like to show up for my business. I don't even know. Like whatever it is. I'm not going to sleep early enough to wake up early enough to actually do the confidence work that I need to do for my business or whatever, or I procrastinate too much. Like, how are you exactly getting in your own way? Once you know that, you can go to my step number two, which is get support. And obviously that's going to look differently depending on what came up for you in step number one. So there has been times in my journey where support looked like hiring a therapist, right? And moving through that generalized anxiety and getting to a point of like feeling safe, certain, and secure within my own self so that I could show up more for my business, right? So like that's some type of support that you can get. In other times of my life, for example, when my dog passed away and I was grieving, the type of support that I needed was like from my boyfriend and from my family, and just being able to talk and express and cry and be gentle with myself, right? Like that's the support that I needed to get out of my own way. In my business, most of the time it looks like hiring a coach. It's just that simple. Like right now I just hired a coach. And it really is because it's so easy to say like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to achieve that, but it's like so much easier to find excuses as to like how it's going to be hard or how it's not going to work, and you just start creating so many stories. So for me, coaching has been a tool that I've used from day one in my business. So when I feel like a little bit stuck there, or I feel like maybe a stage of like inaction has been prolonged longer than it usually is, I most of the time get support, right? Sometimes I talk to my business friends depending on the severity of my case, but I have no shame in saying like, I need support, period, end of story. I need someone to bounce ideas back and forward. I need someone to help me figure out how I'm going to position my programs. And most importantly, I need someone to help me decompose the stories that I have in my mind, right? Like, it's so crazy what your mind can do. Like, I've been in business for years, booked so many clients, have helped so many clients achieve so many amazing things, right? Like quit their 9 to 5s, get fully booked out, hit 5-figure months, hit 6-figure businesses, done so many of those things myself as well. And I still can get into the, oh my God, what if I never get a client thing? Like, it's such a normal thing because your mind automatically wants to take you to safety. So depending on what step number 1 is for me, I will get the support needed in order to make it happen. And let me say, sometimes, actually a lot of times, I have not, quote unquote, felt like I had the resources to do that, right? Like, a lot of times I've had to move money around or figure out ways in which I can compromise with my therapist so my insurance covers it, right? Like, I have to get creative and innovative and also sort out how I'm going to make it happen. Like, I feel like people have this misconception of like, well, coaches who have been in the industry for a while and they always work with coaches, they always have it figured out, right? Like, they always have like $10,000 saved up in a bank account and it's really easy for them to invest. No, right? Like, it's always a scary thing and you always have to move your life around it, right? Like, I have to talk to my boyfriend about it and I have to be like, hey, I want to make this investment. This is what it's going to look like. This is what I'm predicting from it. This is how I feel about it. This is how I think it's going to help me. This is how I think it's going to generate a return of investment, blah, 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 blah. And, thank God I have the best boyfriend in the world. And most of the times he's like, go for it. We're good. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes, so just go for it. You'll be fine. But really, it's not always an easy decision to get support. Sometimes even not thinking about the financial aspect of it, it's like a hit on your ego a little bit, right? Like, when I had to get support because I was grieving, it's like, oh, I have to bother people with this. Or like when I had to get support because I was struggling with anxiety, it was like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm broken and I have to do this. Like, that's kind of shameful in a way. But you got to do what you got to do. Which leads me to step number 3. Okay, so whatever you decide to do, these are my steps. Take them or leave them. Do them when you feel good with them or not. I know step number 2 is going to look different for everyone, just like step number 1 is going to look different for everyone. But step number 3 is something that everyone can do, no matter what. Okay, and that is take massive action. But that's not it. That's not like the real meat of what I want to tell you today. You have to hold yourself wildly accountable, okay? Like, wildly accountable for what you say you're going to do. So it's easy to say, like, take massive action, okay? If you're trying to lose weight, go out and run every day and, eat all the fruits, okay? Or if you're trying to get a client, it's easy to say, like, get visible, do some live streams, send some emails, right? Super easy to say that. But even easier to not do it. Super easy to say, like, okay, on Monday I'm going to show up live for my live stream. And then Saturday comes along, Sunday comes along, Monday comes along, you wake up late, you didn't do your makeup, you didn't do your hair, and you don't really have your live stream planned out. It's so easy to be like, okay, well, you know what, I'm just, excuse me, I'm just not going to do it today. Super easy. Have you been there? Have you ever said you're going to do something for your business, for your success, for your health, for your livelihood, for whatever you're trying to create into your life, and then you just don't do it? Definitely have, a million times. Probably still do more often than I would like to admit. But here's what I do different around this, and here is the most important thing I'm going to say to you. A way that I hold myself massively accountable, because, guys, let's face it, running a business, it's not the easiest thing, right? Like, if it was easy, everyone would do it. You create ease around it and you create processes that are replicable, right? And it makes it easier, right? Like, to me, booking clients today is so much easier than it was 5 years ago, right? Like, I know what I do, I know how I do it. Doesn't mean I don't go through a whole bunch of ups and downs along the way. Same with you, right? Like, you're gonna go through ups and downs along the way. So there's a lot to navigate on the journey to achieving what you want. Now, a way to take massive action and hold yourself massively accountable is by sharing it to the world before. Good morning. So happy to have you here. Hi, Deborah. Um, Sharing it to the world before it's out. So, example, I do the Business Breakthrough Barber Show every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us live or even watch the replay. Drop an emoji so you can be entered to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me. And it would be so easy for me to wake up on Mondays and be like, oh my God, what if no one shows up live? Or like, oh my God, what if I say the wrong thing? Or like, oh my God, my hair doesn't look good today. So, I might as well just not do it. Definitely have done that many times in the past. But here's how I hold myself massively accountable. I have the live stream schedule for Mondays at 10 a.m. I have reminder emails scheduled for today, Mondays at 9:45 a.m. I have posts scheduled that my assistant schedules for me in the group going out all throughout the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm reminding you that this is happening. So I have no choice. I have no choice but to show up for the action that I said I was going to take. Okay? And you can do this with anything in business. So if you're like, I want to create a course, right? Put it out into the world before it's actually done. So you have no choice but to show up for that. Okay? So tell your email list, tell your group, tell your community, tell your Facebook people, your Instagram people, write a blog post on it and share it on Pinterest and say, this course is coming out on X date. This is happening on X date, and I am so excited, and start creating buzz around it before you even have the course. Because that is such an easy way to hold yourself massively accountable in ways that you could otherwise not do. Right? Because it's so easy to open up your calendar and be like, by this date, I want to have this course. And then a day goes by, a week goes by, a month goes by, you're this close to your launch date, and you haven't even recorded the first module. Never mind created a launch plan around it or nurture your community so they're ready to buy. And that's so easy to do over and over and over again, and then you start losing trust in yourself, and then you start getting in your way a lot more, right? Because you say you're going to do something, then you don't do it, and then you lose trust in yourself. And when you lose trust in yourself, then you stop believing that you're capable of achieving things, and then you get in your way more. And then it becomes this repetitive cycle where it's like you get in your own way, you don't believe in yourself, so you get in your own way more, so you believe in yourself less, so you get in your own way more, and you don't believe in yourself, and on and on and on. And that could go on for months, years, until you break the pattern. Okay, so here's my suggestive action that you can take today from this episode. Think about one thing that you want to do. Okay, that could be hiring your first assistant, that could be doing your first live stream, that could be launching your next program, that could be following up with people that you have been meaning to follow up with, but you just can't get yourself to do it. Whatever it is, I want you to write it down so it's visible and you're clear as to what you're doing. And I want you to put it in your calendar, but most importantly, I want you to put it out there. So let's say you have to do follow-ups and you're working with a coach. Tell your coach, hey, on Saturday, I'm going to do follow-ups at this time, or I'm going to follow up with 5 people. Let someone know that this is happening. If you're launching your program to your community, write a post and let your group know, like, hey, just so you know, next month I'm launching this program and I'm so excited for it. You could have nothing ready for the program, but you are putting it out there, and therefore now you are massively held accountable for it. So that will help you get out of your own way in a different way, where it's kind of like you have no choice but to just show up for it. And then once you learn to do that over and over again, you start trusting yourself so much more in life and in business and in the choices that you make and in the desires that you have, because you're actually moving towards them. Even if it's scary, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it doesn't feel good at the beginning, even if you don't know how it's going to happen, or if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, you're still doing it. Does this make sense? like, I feel like some of you are going to be triggered like, oh my god, I can't do this, and then some of you are going to be like, oh my god, that makes so much sense, why didn't I do this before? I feel like it's going to be like a mix of like 50-50 of like, oh, that is so triggering, I can't even think about it, and the other 50, it's going to be like, whoa, that's like so simple yet so powerful, and I can't believe I didn't thought of that before. So that's it. I'm going to just do a recap. Step number 1, figure out why you're getting in your own way, because it could be many things. Although most of the time, and a higher percentage is going to be because you have fear, doubt, insecurity, negative beliefs, lack of confidence, all of that, things that are within your mind and within yourself that you tell yourself on a consistent basis. Maybe you want to get a client, but you're constantly telling yourself that no one's going to buy. Or maybe you want to get fully booked out, but because in the past you've tried it and it hasn't worked, you have this story that it's just never going to happen. So obviously, if that's running in the background, it's not going to happen. So a lot of times it's just that, which is why coaching is such a powerful tool, because you can like kind of like extract all of that that's keeping you from moving forward and taking action, and then shift it and start thinking and believing different things that are ultimately going to get you to do different things. But anyway, so even though most of the time it's that, it could also be different things. It could be like you haven't made the time or space, or it could be like you're grieving, or it could be like you're struggling with depression or anxiety. I'm just giving you my personal examples, but it could literally be anything. It could be that you're in the middle of a move, or it could be like you just got a divorce. And I'm not saying this so that you can use your circumstances as an excuse. I'm saying it so when you're clear as to why you're getting in your own way, then you can go to my step number 2, which is like, okay, how do I need support here? Like, how do I need to be supported here, and what support do I need to get? It could be coaching. It could be calling a friend and being like, hey, I'm getting a divorce. I need to talk to you every day because I'm really, really stressed out. Or it could be grieving with your partner, or giving yourself the space to grieve. Or it could be taking a time management class, or start calendaring things in because you're a busy mom and quarantine is just making you even busier, right? Like, you cannot figure out what support you need or how you need to be supported if you don't know how exactly you're getting in your own way. Step number 1 and 2, simple, self-explanatory. You probably have heard them before. You probably intuitively know this, although getting a reminder is always amazing. Step number 3 is the most important one, which is take massive action. But even more than that, to get detail as to how you're going to do that, is hold yourself massively accountable by releasing and stating and sharing and getting out into the world the thing that you want to achieve that you keep getting in your way of achieving. Okay, so if you say you're going to launch something and you always get in your own way and you don't do it, you got to get that out there and just be like, hey, this is happening, everyone. Here you go. I'm doing it. Whether I like it or not, whether I want to or not, it's happening. And step number 3 is so, so powerful on so many levels. Not only is it going to help you break through and actually take action and do the things that you keep getting on your way of, but it's also going to help you build self-trust, right? Like, the more that you do what you say you're going to do, the more that you trust yourself. Oh my God. Excuse me. So that is it for today, guys. I am super happy to be here every Monday, helping you grow your business to the next level, helping you break through to the next level, helping you get clients, make money, build businesses that you love. Make sure that you have notifications turned on in the group. Make sure that you come in here on Fridays or during the weekend and you click on get a reminder so you can join us live. If you want to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, valued at $497, I'm doing this every week. Drop an emoji. Let me know that you were here, whether you're watching live or watching the replay. I will also be sharing the post where I expand a little bit more on getting out of your own way all throughout this week and posting it here. And if you have been wanting to work with me or with a one-on-one coach, but you are not ready to commit to a full 6-month investment, I have released my new program, Rise Up, which is a 6-week one-on-one coaching program that is specifically designed to help you rise up into your next level CEO so that you can book the clients that you desire, make the money that you deserve, and get the heck out of your own way once and for all so that you can see the results that you want in your business. book a discovery call if that is something that sounds like it's a thing that you need. Other than that, I will be hanging out with you guys here throughout the week, and I will be back on Monday for another episode of the Business Breakthrough with Barbara Show. Thank you for being here live, and I love you all. Bye.